Alright, so I got another competitive breakdown for you guys. I have some on the screen right now before I actually start the breakdown. I did record this myself. It is me playing Jenos. I'm Diamond 1, yada yada, all that stuff. But I did record this myself. I didn't go back and record a replay because, of course, I already have the file. So it's like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and roll with it. So, yeah, it is me playing Jenos. Jenos is one of the characters that has been requested. Along with him, Maeve, Maldamba, and Cassie have been requested. Cassie is leading the pack when it comes to requests. And the requested characters take priority over characters that haven't been requested. So those of you who have sent in replays, I have them unless they didn't, play or something went wrong. I have them recorded, and if somebody requests them, then I'll put them up. If not, then when I run out of requests, then they would go up. But yeah, I prioritize the requested characters first. So yeah, if you have any replays of the characters I mentioned, Maldamba, Maeve, or Cassie, then you're probably a shoo-in to get it on the channel as soon as possible. I don't care what rank you are. If you have one, send it in. If not, if I don't get any, then I'll do those characters myself. Cassie, I'm very out of practice with Cassie, so that may take some time. I've been getting used to her again. It just feels weird to me because I've been so used to hit scan with Leanne or projectile like blasters with like Drogos or whatever. So yeah. Also, my dog said hi. I don't know if you guys heard that. But yeah, as far as Jenos goes, Jenos is, one of the better healers in the game right now. He can heal a lot of targets, not for like a whole lot, but he can heal multiple people, and he can heal through walls. That's his biggest thing. That's really what like makes the character, I think, is his ability to heal through walls. If he couldn't do that, I don't think he'd be like loved as much as he is. So yeah, he is pretty easy to play. Like I'd put him on the same level as Ying. He does have to pick who he wants to heal, so there's some game sense skill there. Ying doesn't have to do that because the illusions just pick for her. Whoever's the lowest, I think, is how it works. Ying does have to, decide where to put the illusions, stuff like that. So, like, there's some game sense skill there. So I think they match up as far as like skill requirements go pretty well. Jenos, you pretty much just hang back and like pop heals on people from far away. Most of the time, that's the safest way to play him. But it's not like the most like valuable way to play him. Now I kind of want to talk about the draft right now. You guys should be able to see the teams right now. So how this went is the bans were... What were the bans? Shaolin. The enemy banned Shaolin. Then my team banned Leanne. And what I'm pretty sure the guy was thinking when he banned Leanne is like, okay, we can get Drogos. Now the problem with that is when you are second ban, you're not going to be able to first pick Drogos. So he basically gave them Drogos with no Leanne to counter. And there's stuff like Cassie and there's stuff like Andro, but again, those are high skill requirement characters that not everyone can play. I can't play those two very well. I'm very out of practice with Cassie, like I said, and Andro, I don't have a whole lot of practice with him. I've had my moments on him, but it's risky. It's too risky for me to rely on. So I ended up picking like Jenos, and then the rest of the team filled out. Basically, to get what we got to deal with Drogos here was Maeve. We were all diamond, and there's one plat. He said he could, use Maeve to deal with Drogos. Maeve is pretty good against Drogos if he doesn't pick Wormjets. If he picks Wormjets, then it's like really hard for the Maeve to hit the Drogos. Because pretty much the reason Maeve is good against Drogos is because Drogos can't really hit her effectively outside of like one Fire Spit maybe. And that's it. And Maeve could hit him if he doesn't have Wormjets pretty easily. This Drogos didn't get Wormjets. I feel like this Drogos picked Drogos just because he didn't want us to get Drogos, because he wasn't that great of a Drogos. He was like a level 6 Drogos. So I'm pretty sure it was just like him picking him to just get him away from us. Because if we would have got Drogos, that would have been detrimental. Because even if the guy who banned Leanne didn't pick Drogos, I could have picked Drogos. And if I got Drogos against no counters, well, that sucks for the enemy team. So yeah, that's pretty much how like the draft went. So let's go ahead and play this now. Play. Alright. So, pretty much my team, they all got Caught or Wrecker. Makoa got Wrecker alongside Willow. He would have been better off getting caught, I think. I think Willow can handle the Fernando shield on her own. But since they all got that, I was able to go ahead and first pick Kronos, pretty much as a support. That's what you want to do. Certain supports like Ceres and Ying, you want to give morale boost for. So here I'm trying to like stay back. Like the biggest thing with like supports is you always want to keep your team in between you and the enemy. Sorry for the lag spike there. It does that at the start of every game for me for some reason. Unfortunately, Makoa goes off on his own. He gets like 2v1'd. Even if I healed him there, he wouldn't have been able to like survive it. And Barrick, Barrick and Makoa are saying they need healing. I was healing the Barrick, but he got melted. Our tanks like split up pretty early on, and it's really hard for Barrick to get on the point by himself. Like he has to like be escorted in there because he's just gonna get melted if he's alone. He has to like get escorted in there, get set up, and then the other tank can go ahead and leave. So pretty much like what I'm trying to do is I'm just like standing back and of course keeping, myself like keeping like walls and teammates again in between me and the enemy. I don't want them to go ahead and take me out. I'm trying to keep everyone healed. The Maeve though, the Maeve, you're gonna see the Maeve doesn't do very well this game. The Maeve dies a lot, so I kind of like don't heal the Maeve very often because like it would just be like a waste of a heal because they're just gonna die anyway. Like the Maeve doesn't really know how to play Maeve. And my teammate gave him a little bit flack because the Maeve said to trust him. So another big thing about Jenos is he does deal a lot, like a good amount of damage. Like his primary is like pretty good at dealing damage. So whenever I'm not healing, I'm trying to be shooting. If there's somebody on my screen and I don't, I'm not, pressing the heal button, I want to be shooting. Like if I'm not running away, I want to be shooting. If I'm not void gripping, I want to be shooting. So that's a big thing that I see a lot of Genoses not do. They sort of just like completely hide in the back behind like a ton of walls and they just heal and they don't really do anything else. Like that's a real waste of Jenos, like in my opinion. Like I'd rather have like, I'd rather have Maldamba just sitting back, like sniping with right clicks, tossing gourds over if, they're not going to shoot. Because at least then I get more healing out of it. Now, as far as, like, target prioritization with Jenos, it's different depending on what you get. Like, if you have Celestial Touch, then it's different than if you have Luminary. Like, if you have Luminary, you pretty much just want to make sure there's always a heal on, like, your damage carry. So I would, like, always have, like, a heal on Willow so she can get the most damage out of it, pretty much. Like, I would make sure, like, every time she would have it. Like, she'd never go a second without having it. Here, though, I'm Celestial Touch because, it's the safest bet with 2 tanks. And I want to make sure I keep the tanks healed. You can see who's cauterized now. Unfortunately, it does mess with my burst heal if I put them, obviously, if I put on the heal while they're cauterized. But sometimes, you sort of have to do it and just hope the cauterized goes off so they can start getting an AoE heal. Oh, also, see right there, I healed Maeve. That was a waste because she basically just dies all the time. That's pretty much when I realized, like, okay, I got to use my heals more on the 2 tanks. And the Willow. Maeve at least has some self-sustain. He did pick Artful Dodger here. Here, I hear the ult, and I want to make sure, again, my teammates are in between me and the BK. Barrick does go down. There's no saving him, but Makoa's out of the way. And I want to make sure there's a mark on him, keeping him healed up. Right now, he is kind of being a little bit too aggressive. He's off on his own, which is bad. He could easily get, like, teamed up. Right now, he's saying help, so, I don't really want to, like, go in, especially now since I see Barrick going in with him, so I just want to stay back. Because if I die before Barrick gets back, that's bad. Because then there's 2 tanks without any healing, and we're definitely going to lose the fight. And we only have, like, 2 pushes left. Here, Drogo starts ulting in a bad spot, so I start, like, shooting on him to get some damage, and then some of my teammates get some damage on him, too. So basically, he's forced to retreat or die. And if he dies right now, that's pretty bad, because if they lose their damage, they won't be able to pressure us. He did have to, again, he had to bail anyway. So, it did end up, costing them their damage. In a way. Barrick unfortunately gets knocked out of his ult. I got my ult back pretty quickly. That's the big thing, Since you can be attacking while healing, you can get ult pretty fast as Jenos, which makes up for the fact that his ult is really bad. Like, I would argue that it is the worst, or if not one of the worst ults in the game. Like, it's a zoning ult, and the thing about zoning ults is zoning ult basically means bad ult, if I've learned anything from Overwatch. Overwatch had a lot of those. Right now, everyone's celebrating. Ult usage as Jenos is something I want to touch on a little bit. You guys saw me use, like, my ult earlier. I did, like, pick up a kill. Pretty much you only really want to ult as Jenos if like they're in a hallway where they can't escape, or if they're like so like distracted that they're not going to be able to move in time. Because like when I used the ult, I think I hit Ruckus and I killed Ying, and they were too distracted to move. Also, if you can get them with their movement abilities down, that's a big thing too. I'm pretty sure the Ying didn't have Dimensional Link there. Alright, so we have the advantage here. Actually, we don't, because they have comeback mechanic now that we're 2 up. They are flanking. I unfortunately can't tell my teammates about this, because, you know, voice chat, you never know if it's actually going to get to people, because if they're in the party, they won't hear. So I'm just trying to bail out, keep myself mobile, keep myself away from Ruckus, keep myself alive, so I can just get heals on people. Everyone's scattered right now, and that's really, really bad. Everyone's scattered up, and everyone should pretty much just be retreating. Makoa used his ult to live. Maeve is off doing something. Ruckus ults, and it's basically like, okay, I need to bail. There are 2 tanks on me. I need to leave. I'm trying to get over here. I'm trying to rotate to get closer to my team to get some protection from them. Also to help Barrack out a bit. He is getting pushed. I start getting some damage off. I tried to ult there. There would have been a good ult, but I forgot that Fernando could still possibly be behind me, and he was. He was definitely chasing me. So that sucks. Pretty much, you know, I should have used the voice command, not the voice command, the enemies behind us command, but I can't remember what it is. I think it's VBE, and I should have let my teammates know. But again, I wasn't sure what the command was, so again, voice would have been nice there, but again, you know, I said again so many times. Again, you know, you never know who it's going to read, because if they're in a party, they won't hear. I would love for them to fix that. I'd love to be able to use voice effectively. So here my teammates are going left. I want to, you know, group up with them, of course. I hear Bomb King's ult, and I want to ult here. Just so, you know, he doesn't have a lot of room to move. I was a little bit late. If I would have done it like half a second earlier, I would have killed him. And he unfortunately does kill Willow with the ult. It was just me being a little bit too slow. I wasn't exactly sure if he was going to come that way, but that's where the sound was coming from, so I should have been sure. There's no way he's going to go around, because BK's ult can't jump, so it's not like he can get up from like the right side or anything. So that was just me making like some bad judgment there, not taking all the knowledge I have at my disposal into account. So here, pretty much like almost everyone has a mark. Willow doesn't have a mark, so I want to get her one. She is sort of up without the tanks, so she's pretty vulnerable. I want to make sure she has some healing on her. Makoa kills Drogo's mid-ult, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, he's still going to have it because he didn't finish up the wind-up. See, right there. Makoa was in trouble. He's asking for help. The enemies are weak, so I definitely want to just go in there, get some of like the aggro off them. Like when a Jenos gets in somebody's face, it's not like if like a, you know, like what's a good example? Actually, I don't know. Pretty much all the damage or the supports, if they get in your face, they're gonna deal a lot of damage because supports deal a good amount of damage in this game. So you know, I was able to help clean up the kills and save Makoa there. Normally, you know, that's what the tanks are supposed to do for you. But you know, I was full health. You know, Jenos has a decent amount of health, so might as well go in for it. Don't want Makoa to die. Because then we only have Barrack to defend. Right here, I make a mistake. I cancel it, thinking I'm safe. I really shouldn't have, because Drogos is there. He is running combustible. Thankfully, he didn't pick Worm for Maeve. It's not like the Maeve did anything anyway, though. But but yeah, I should have just kept moving until I was like completely out of line of sight. Completely out of line of sight, because there was only like Barrack there with me. So, you know, they could have pushed on us even if that combustible didn't kill me. Right now, I'm hoping Willow just like gets out of dodge. I want to get her healed so she can get out. I also want to get like a grip down on that Drogo so Maeve could have an easier time killing him, but he's too far away. And again, I just want to play safe. There are 2 weak targets. I don't want to go out of my way to kill Drogos because I could get killed by Ruckus or Drogos. So, Makoa gets a good hook. We finish off Ruckus. Here, I'm trying to keep Drogos like his healing from coming up. His out of combat healing. I'm trying to tag him a little bit so he continues to stay in combat. I also have a card where if I hit somebody with my primary, it reveals them to my teammates for 1 second. So it's a good way of letting them know where Drogos is. Alright. So this is going pretty well. This was kind of like a stomp, kind of an uneven game, but you know, I don't plan on playing Jenos a whole lot. Support's not, you know, something I actively try to play. I was just playing it for this video. I will play it, you know, if my team needs it, I will most definitely play it. But again, I like second picked Jenos here, so I could have picked another damage. But you know, Willow was taken, Drogos was taken. What else am I gonna play? I'm a blaster main. Leanne was banned. What could I have done? What could I have done? Okay, so now Chronos 3 is up. I think that puts my healing down to like either 3.5 or 4 seconds. We'll see in a second. So I start to get cauterized here. And Jenos applies cauterized pretty well. You know, he's a fast firing person here. So Makoa is, you know, flanking again. He's going to get killed by Drogo's ult. Again, he should pretty much be with the Barrack and helping him get set up. Ruckus does get the ult off, and things are looking kind of bad here because now my team's dead. So I'm just like trying to bail. Right here, I decide, you know, this is not a good spot. They can push me. I want to get back behind my team. I get behind Maeve. I pop a heal on her, just, you know, so she'd live a little bit longer to draw some aggro away from me. She ends up dying, you know, but it's okay. It's okay. My heal is back. Barrack is on point. He's alone. He thankfully has ults. I do grip Drogo's here, but there's no one really to take him on. It's basically just to keep him out of the fight for a few seconds, because again, Drogo's can be really impactful. Here, I see Fernando shielding, and I didn't know the Ying was there. I was pretty much just trying to hit the Fernando because he was shielding, and he's not mobile while he's shielding if his charge is down. So I end up killing the Ying, and I get Fernando low enough for him to waste his ult. He did a panic ult. So that's a Fernando ult for Jenos ult, which is really good. You know, with a kill on top of it and like a weakened target. So I think it's pretty great. Here I'm looking for Willow. I'm like, where the heck did she go? Like, I want to get like a heal on her just in case, you know, they start tagging her while she's flying, but I have no idea where she is. I don't know. And then she popped down from the ceiling. I grip Fernando. I just don't want him like barriering anything. Like, rather put his barrier in the sky. Here BK's behind me. I don't want to bail out. I get behind Willow. I hear the ult, so I'm just like, okay, let me get out of here. Unfortunately, it was like a lose-lose situation. It was either die to BK or die to Drogo's there, and I didn't know Drogo's was there, so I went with that. Thankfully, though, my team was able to put in enough work while I was alive to go ahead and make it so they can cap point, because only Drogo's was alive at that point. BK chased me with his ult instead of hitting Willow, so my death did not, you know, my death wasn't in vain, because since he went for me, he put himself way out of position where he could easily die. So yeah, that's Jenos. Hopefully that was informative. This was only like a 13-minute game, and it was kind of like, you know, like one-sided, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get another Jenos gameplay because it's normally best for me to take like a damage. But yeah, so again, big things with like Jenos and support. Keep yourself in between, you know, or not, well, no, keep your team in between yourself and the enemy pretty much at all times. And with Celestial Touch, you know, like spread out the healing, make sure pretty much everyone is like sustained. If there's somebody, like this Maeve who is basically just gonna waste your healing, you know, don't like heal them. There are some times where you just get people it's just not worth healing. It's better to just heal the people that are worth healing. With Luminary, though, you know, again, heal your damage carries. The thing with like Luminary, though, is I wouldn't recommend it unless you have like another like off healer or something with you. Like, you know, you have like a Pip or like a Grok or like a Grover or something like that, or like a Ying. Ying would probably be the best one because Ying can do more healing than all of those. I mean, Pip technically can do more healing than Ying, but that requires a very coordinated team, and you just don't see that. Because there's no voice chat. There's no real working voice chat. That's going to bother me forever, guys. I want it fixed. I want people in duos or like parties to be able to hear me as well. So, you know, everyone can just talk together. Like, just take Overwatch's voice chat system and put it in Paladins. Just steal it. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares what they say? Just take it. It's a good system. It's better than this system. But yeah, another big thing, you know, with supports, Jenos, Grover, Pip can go either or. But yeah, like, for Chronos, you know, you want Chronos on Maldamba, Jenos, Grover, Grok. Is that it? I feel like I'm missing. I don't think I'm missing somebody. And then for morale boost, Pip can also take morale boost again. He can go either or with Chronos and morale boost. And then like Saris and Ying get morale boost. So yeah, that's another big thing with supports. And you know, of course, if you see somebody on your screen while you're not healing, go ahead, you know, shoot them. Go ahead, shoot them. You can deal a lot of damage, so make sure you do it. And as for your ult, try to hit people who are very, very distracted or when somebody legit cannot get away from you. So yeah, there was also a lot of opportunities where I could have ulted Ruckus while he was ulting, but he always had enough health to where it wouldn't have killed him, and my teammates were pretty much dying to him those times, so they wouldn't have been able to finish him off. That's why I didn't use it against him. But it's if your teammates are damaging him and he's like 2,400 health or lower, go ahead, hit him with that ult. He's pretty much a stationary. Pretty much. He moves a little bit, but it's so slow. It's like getting slowed by a pip like twice, and like it stacks. It's awful. But yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. I want to thank you all for watching. I very much appreciate it, and I'm gonna see you guys later. Bye.